All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have finally reached the ceiling for the Disney execs. Here's what they've got. Disney World reaches price ceiling on Lightning Lane products. That's out of Blog Mickey. And yeah, you thought it was expensive? Well, we did too. And maybe we finally hit the top. But before I read this article, I just want you to know that they're having a good time. They're having a great time in terms of Lightning Lane. Now, do you need Lightning Lane? That's a different subject, different topic. I very rarely would buy Lightning Lane. Like New Year's Eve, I'm buying Lightning Lane. But usually I don't. But that's because I know how to navigate the park and not wait in all those lines, even if I don't have Lightning Lane. Here's the article out of WDW Magic. We'll go back to Blog Mickey in just a second. Magic Kingdom Lightning Lane Premier Pass is sold out 8 consecutive holiday dates. Okay? It says the Magic Kingdom Lightning Lane Premier Pass has sold out for 8 consecutive days, beginning Saturday, December 20th. The sellout streak runs through Saturday, 27th, based on current pricing availability data covering Friday, December 19th through January 9th. I suspect it'll sell out all the way through the end of December. And then
I think we should illustrate too that Premier Pass is the more expensive Lightning Lane option. I mean, we're talking well over $350 a piece to actually engage with the system. So this is a very big point that it's sold out so much consecutively.
Now, if we go back to Blog Mickey says, before we jump into some of our commentary, let's take a look at the current high price watermark for the various Lightning Lane products. The notable thing here is that there isn't a single Lightning Lane product that is setting a new all-time high price point this holiday season. In short, Disney has found its ceiling, but more on our thoughts out there in a minute. Magic Kingdom, the high price is $45, Epcot $37, Disney's Hollywood Studios $39, and Disney's Animal Kingdom $35. And you can see the prices for the individual rides. People are paying $25 for a family of 4. They're paying $100 beyond what it took to get into the park to ride Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. When it comes to Tron Light Cycle Run, this is amazing to me. This is a ride that lasts about a minute. Tron Light Cycle Run literally goes about a minute. People are paying, again, for a family of 4, just about $100. Almost $100 for a 1-minute ride for a family of 4. Now, if you're Disney, okay, why would you stop that? Now, from my standpoint, I want guests to be taken care of. I don't want people to be taken advantage of. I don't want people who are there at Disney and don't understand, But if I'm Disney, if I'm selling out on all this stuff and I'm charging you an arm and leg, Jonas, I don't know why there's a ceiling here. Help me understand, Jonas. Help me, Obi-Wan-ness, Campbell. Help me understand what is going on and why would we believe, by the way, welcome MJ to the panel. Yeah. Jonas, why would we believe that Disney has found a ceiling if they're selling out? Why not increase it more?
Since this is a new product, we don't yet know exactly what they're going to be doing and when they're going to be updating prices. Usually they update the pricing on all of their tickets at the first of their fiscal year, which is around October 1st. So with Lightning Lane, though, they did not change it. And if we're to assume that the Disney company is trying to extract as much money from the wallets of their high-end customers as possible,
I'm going to go with that. Yes, I'm hanging in there with you.
I think that they probably realized that they couldn't go any higher than they already have at that price cap since, Bob Chapek ran this long-running experiment to find out what the cap of a Disney ticket price can be. And I think he found it. And I think they've probably found the same thing with Lightning Lane at this point. They probably know that they can't go much higher and not drop off a certain number of people.
Well, right now, they're doing just fine. In the holidays, they are sold out. MJ, what do you think about this? Because I've taken a position in the past against Disney because I said, hey, I think long-term this is going to hurt you because people are going to go back home and say, I got ripped off. That doesn't seem to be happening. I may have overestimated the response from consumers who said, no, that didn't work out well. Doesn't seem to be happening. Your thoughts on it?
Well, I couldn't agree more with our friend Braden over at Mickey's Views. Shout out to him because he predicted this a long time ago that he basically said, and he used the words, this is extortion. You're charging admission to your theme park so that people and their family and friends can enjoy themselves. And then on top of that, you're forcing them to purchase. It's like buying another ticket in order to be able to ride something that you're really looking forward to because you're intimidated or you think there's going to be, long lines. Well, during the holidays, yeah, it's a little crazy. I mean, look at the crowd levels right now. This is the week, by the way, annual pass holders are blocked out and those parks are pretty packed. I don't
I'll
know.
tell you this, Ron and Vash. When it comes to this, what MJ and Braden are saying, when it comes to this level of expense Disney wants guests to pay, and they're paying it. So but when it comes to this level of expense, for me and my peeps, we're not paying as a family $100 extra, and then on top of that, another $100 extra to ride the individual ride. Like, I'm not paying $200. That's an extra ticket. I'll find a time to go when there's not crowds that force me into that position. That's just the way I'm going to play it.
And so I'm going to make an argument.
I would rather get a wand and go to Harry Potter Land and do all the wand experiences than get a little bit off of my line at Disney.
Because I think Disney is catering to the wealthy Disney fan specifically, whether they're the Disney adults, the dinks that don't have kids. And they're looking for, Christmas is the busiest time of the year, the most expensive time of the year, the most annoying time of the year. The crowds are crazy. For me personally, it's like I would not want to be in the parks like literally this week. So I'm totally cool with the days that I'm blocked out because I don't want to be there during all that hubbub. I love the resorts, by the way. The resorts are really, that's actually night and day difference. We were in the park the other day, and then we went to the resort outside, and like we went to Beach Club, got some gingerbread. It was great. It was quiet. It was just night and day difference between the crazy busyness that was at Epcot and then the nice, quiet, relaxed, very enjoyable, very Christmassy feel at the resorts. But yeah, I think that Disney knows how to target the specific audience that they are dragging in this time of year, not the people who want the more casual, relaxed Disney experience, not the people who just want to kind of come in and enjoy the ambiance of the park. I like the parks, not necessarily just for the rides. To me, rides are icing on the cake, if you will. But when I go there and I'm enjoying everything that the Imagineers have put together in the past, there's a particular view that I saw of the castle the other day, not in front of the castle, but as you're walking towards Frontierland, where the trees are cut specifically so that they frame the castle perfectly. And I'm like, that's old school Imagineering. I love that. But the whole lightning lane extortion thing, it's bugged me since mostly because they used to give away this product for free when it was called Fast Pass. And then they added lightning lane. And when they added the Premier lightning lane, it bothered me the most. If they only had Premiere, I think I'd be actually more okay with it, because then you could actually limit the number of guests getting in those lightning lanes. But if I'm a guest that's paying $450 per day, per person, per ticket, like maybe $2,000 for my party of 4, after I've already paid to get into the park, and then I get into a lightning lane with somebody who only paid $20 for the single experience, like that, I would be a little bit upset about that. It's two people are technically getting the same product for a vastly different price, and I could see that causing some arguments or pushback. For me, just like you, I would much prefer to go when I don't have to worry about waiting, which, by the way, for most of 2025 has been the majority of the year. The majority of the year, I don't think I've ever waited for like more than 10-15 minutes for any ride at Walt Disney World.
Well, speaking of waiting, we've got somebody queued up right now. I'm going to bring him in real quick. Vash, we'll come back to your thought in just a second, but I want to go to the man. He's not behind the golden microphone. Instead, he is behind the golden bod. With a beard of white, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the channel, it's Jay.
I feel horrible because I hate interrupting Vash. That guy's got such a smooth voice and calm, and he brings all the joy and love in his points. So, Vash, I apologize. But I was at with a group of people. We were at Magic Kingdom, Polynesian, Grand Flare. We did a whole tour, and we bumped into some people that said that they've been coming and spending a week, their Christmas week at Disney at the resorts. Have been doing it for 15 years. They have 3 kids, and they wouldn't do it any other way, is what they were saying. And I'm sitting here agreeing with all of you guys. This is the worst time to come. Everything's 2 hour, 50-minute wait for anything that you want to do. You can't walk 5 feet without bumping into somebody or someone yelling, spitting, whatever. Everything's going on. It's like, why would anybody go there? If I didn't have park hopping, I wouldn't go there. I'd stay away. It's freaking crazy over there. And but yet these people are saying like they were just like we've been doing it for 15 years. Our kids are getting older and we still love it. And it's like I don't know what to say about that. If that's just what their tradition is, I guess. If there's a lot of people that do that tradition, that's insane.
I mean, that's an expensive tradition, but everybody has their traditions, and then it's something that's outside of that's family. That's a different thing.
Well, I'll tell you the other thing about that too. There is this phenomenon, right? So sometimes you go to a dead mall, right? And we know where the dead malls are in America. You go to the mall and there's nobody there and it's kind of creepy. And there's a longing, I think, for some people to go to somewhere that you see lots and lots and lots of joyous people. So maybe that group that you met, Jay, maybe they don't care about going to ride the rides. They've been there 15 times. Who cares? They're there to watch people, essentially, move through the park happily and all that kind of stuff. I don't know.
I got to tell you, and this is one of the biggest misconceptions about the Orlando Disney area. There is so much to do other than walking into Magic Kingdom.
Oh,
And it's just like what Ron was saying, going to the resorts and experiencing the things that they got going on in the resorts, the free shows that they have at Disney Springs, the free shows that they have other places. That you could actually do a lot of stuff without even setting foot into one of these parks at this time and have a good time with your family. If you want to go shopping, you go to Springs. If you want to see a free concert of the candlelight service and all that stuff, you can do that at Springs as well. They actually are doing some stuff of that in the resort. But I do want to say, like a point earlier, you were asking Pro, why don't they just rip the Band-Aid off the castle and just like fix it? Speaking to some of the cast members yesterday, they are very, I mean, I guess it's rumor, whatever you want to call it.
Jay, have you been talking to bus drivers again? I told you to stop that.
Yeah, they are very, Disney is very clear on selling this after hours ticket.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that is going to be a huge push in these next few years because people are already buying a day ticket, but then they're repeating themselves and buying a second ticket because when you go to Magic Kingdom now, if on the regular hours, it's not as Christmassy as it used to be just a few years ago. They save all that stuff for the after hours tickets. And then that's when all the Christmas people, all the characters dressed up in Christmassy stuff, all that stuff, all the snow, fake snow, all that stuff comes with the extra ticket. So it's like
special popcorn bucket.
You got to experience that by buying a second ticket. And it's weird because I assume, and this is what they're saying, some people are going and they're like, oh my gosh, I had no idea there's a special Christmas party afterwards, and then buying that extra ticket while they're there and spending more money because the way it's promoted, there's less people in line. You get free stuff. You get a free cookie. We've got a special parade. We got a special show. We got all this. It's all about Christmas. It's all about this. And it's only happens after 7:00. So, and I could see Disney just pushing that almost every day of the year, if you want my honest opinion, where they make just as much money as having a double like a double feature.
Jay,
that makes sense.
Jay, this is what I've talked about with Epic. I have no idea why Epic is not running a daytime and a nighttime. And I know you can't market it that way. You got to come up with what Disney's done right after our events. But I don't understand why Epic isn't running until 2 a.m. The demand exceeds the capacity, so double up the tickets per day.
Couldn't agree more with you.
It's staffing and operations, really. I mean, they just haven't gotten the ground underneath their feet quite yet in order to begin that. But I know that's in the planning process as we speak, bro. But I do want to harken back to what you said before about going to a time in which people, not as many people are there. Some people are very limited in terms of when they can get off work, when the kids can get out of school, and when they can actually go down to the Walt Disney World. And sometimes it's going to be during the busy seasons, especially for international guests and so forth. And I think that's what Disney is tapping into when it comes to a Lightning Lane product, right? They're taking advantage of people that are only going to be there for maybe once every 5 years, once every 10 years, once every 20 years, or maybe once in a lifetime. And so if you're spending all that money already, then the buy-in for something like Lightning Lane, well, it might make a lot of sense. And that's the thing. Disney has positioned this product, this Lightning Lane product, in such a way that it maximizes buy-in, but not experience. And that's really the issue. That's where kind of the Premier Pass comes in. But even still, there are fundamental problems with that as well. So what I think they are reaching this limit on what the market can bear. And I think they are looking at their contemporaries in the space, not just other theme park providers, which have not done very well this year at all. That goes for United and Six Flags and so forth, but also too, look at Vegas. I mean, Vegas is getting quite the reputation of being exploitative, and I don't think Disney wants to necessarily be in that
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Sphere as well.
You're telling me that Las Vegas is starting to get the reputation of being exploitative in some way to some group of people? Vegas?
Yeah, exactly.
The moral center of the earth? I can't believe this.
Well,
Dreamer's Point is the antithesis of the idea that Walt had this incredible optimism and hope for the future, that if we all work together and we all dream together, we could build the impossible and make it our reality.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media account.